G'day guys, and welcome to episode 5 of the podcast. Today, my guest is a very special individual. She's a music journalist and a radio host, but she's most well known as the lead singer of Sydney-based band Red Hook. That's right, it's the great and powerful Emmy Mack. Emmy and I have been friends for far too long, but I'm not quite sick of her just yet. We have a great chat about life, the Australian music scene, a hybrid band between Parkway Drive and the Wiggles, the controversy surrounding Billy Corgan and an Innocent Simpsons quote, and of course, new and exciting news from the Red Hook camp. This was a fun one. I truly hope you enjoy episode 5 of Picking Bones with Hugh L. Jones. First take. Take 1, that was. I guess it's done. Okay. Emmy Mack.
Hugh L. Jones.
Welcome to the podcast.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, you son. Well, we're off with a swear. I love it. It's so good to have you here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And like the first episode I did, we've done this once before.
We have.
And
We've spent a lot of time in this room.
That's another discussion altogether, I think.
That sounded sus, didn't it? We just have a lot of nights here with mates hanging out.
And it is a cool room to hang out in because it's kind of brooding and there's microphones
it's so
and there's cool
metal.
lights.
Like, this is the most metal podcast. It's like an extension of your personality.
Thank you. I think so too. Look, it is great to have you here, and there's so much to talk about. You've been so busy. I see it on Instagram. I see it when you don't respond to my memes and reels that I send you. It's fine.
I'm sorry, man.
It's
I always
fine.
get around to it. I have like 10 memes that you've sent me, and then I have to make sure I respond to everyone individually, otherwise you get upset. Yeah.
Look, I mean, to be fair, you do your homework when it comes to the reels. I remember we were in Melbourne, I think, on New Year's, and you were on your phone, and I said something to you and go, "What are you doing?" You're like, "I'm responding to your reels," and you were really zoned in.
I got to make sure I give good feedback, man.
Thank you. No, seriously,
I care about you. I care about your memes.
I care about you too. Thank you so much. But it's apart from my reels and my memes that I send you, you are busy in other ways. So we sort of talked about it a little bit, but let's do Red Hook because there's so many cool things happening. You've got a new tour, you've got new singles coming out, you've got new music video that dropped recently. You've got potentially a side project doing some wrestling moves. I don't even know where to begin.
Oh, yeah, it's a fun one. Well, I guess the biggest thing that we've got coming up right now is we're dropping a new single this week, and it's a collab. It's a heavy one, which I'm really excited about, and it's a collab with Alpha Wolf.
Amazing.
Yeah, who are just absolutely killing it right now.
When's that meant to come out?
Friday, the 14th of June.
Okay, very cool. Well, this will come out before then.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, we hyping.
Nice.
We hyping it.
Hyping it. Very cool. Oh, that's amazing. Alpha Wolf are sick.
They're so good, man.
What's this new single like?
Well, I think I drunkenly showed it to you the other night. We were hanging out, and I don't know. I feel like you didn't love it.
Did I not love it?
Yeah, you were like, you didn't think it was bad, but I don't think
Sorry,
you liked
Alpha
it.
Wolf.
Yeah, I know, man. Hugh be dissing. Nah, it's but that's the thing about our music that I really like is that it's really diverse, and sometimes maybe people won't love a song as much, and sometimes when we dropped the last album, what was really cool was I don't think there was a single song off that album that wasn't someone's favorite. And I love that. So, sometimes people dig it. This one, I've shown a few people, and a lot of people have said it's their favorite Red Hook song ever. So there.
The Alpha Wolf is the favorite Red Hook song?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is that a diss? Is that like a slightly, is that a backhanded comment?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think it was I love the song to begin with, and then any good feature, having Lockie from Alpha Wolf on it just took it to the next level.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so confused. it's an Alpha Wolf feature on a Red Hook song.
Yes.
Not a Red Hook feature on an Alpha Wolf song.
No. They just dropped their album, so we're stealing their talents.
Okay, all right. Well, I clearly got my wires crossed on that, but that's also incredibly exciting.
Yeah, so psyched.
Are you dropping the single and the video on the same day?
No. So we usually like to, but we only just shot the video 2 days ago, so we didn't want to rush it. We wanted to make sure it was good. So we're gonna stagger it. Stagger it. Keep the hype train rolling.
Fair enough. So you said you had some images, some behind the scenes shots.
The shoot was insane. So it ended up the last thing we shot, the music video is gonna be very horny, which I'm nervous about.
Okay.
Because it's a new vibe. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Sure.
But yeah.
Explicit.
Not explicit. We're not, just more
raunchy.
Just kind of it's more we're going for Hitchcock vibes,
okay.
Not horror, but Hitchcock in terms of suggestion, not explicit sort of stuff, just the vibe.
Cool.
I don't know. That's what we're hoping for. I guess I haven't seen a draft of the video yet, so we'll see. We'll see if we hit it. But the last thing we filmed was it was basically, so Lockie and I just covered ourselves from head to toe just in fake blood. And it was it looks really sick on camera, but it was so fucked. We were sticking to ourselves and sticking to each other.
No.
And then when we had to pack up, we were on this tarp and we couldn't move because we would have just trashed the entire studio. So everyone was just had baby wipes. They were just trying to wipe our feet down, and they gave us towels. And then I'm pretty sure I had 2 towels on me, and I think that they had literally fused to my body.
Jesus.
I felt, yeah.
What was the consistency? Was it corn syrup? Was it you say fake blood, but
it was just that shitty, a vat of that shitty party store fake blood.
Nice.
But it looked good. But I'll show you a photo.
Please. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
It's cool, huh?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's badass.
That's going to be great. And you guys look staring into the camera, all kind of serious, and inside you're I'm dying, get the shit off me. No, that looks really cool.
I can't move. Yeah, hopefully it turns out good. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, well, there you go, people. I've had an exclusive look into the new Red Hook video.
Yeah, there you go.
It's very, very cool. Looks great. Did you shoot with the magical Colin Jeffs?
We did. My boy Colin Jeffs.
Absolutely. Shout out to...
Flew him down for it.
Yeah, he's the best.
He's the best. He's such a champ. I it's always nice to... I think it's important to work with people that, it's not make or break, but it's always so much more fun to do anything professionally with people that you get along with,
and also that you have a history with, and you learn,
and that you trust.
Yeah. You learn how each other work well. You know where each other's boundaries are, and and you can grow that trust the more you work with each other. All that stuff is
totally.
Fantastic.
It's how the magic's made.
But I will say, I've only worked with Colin once in a music video, and that trust was there instantly. There was no I still think it's true that you build a greater trust the more you work with somebody, but he was so professional. I remember he said something that really, we were talking about this before we started the podcast in terms of what you're going through, but I was so stressed out about this particular video clip that I was shooting, and I was organizing everything, and I was talking in the last video clip. I sort of helped do the directing as well, and I basically had a chat to him. I was like, listen, man, look, I'm happy to direct. I'm happy to kind of be on set. We can share ideas. And he went, cool, man. That's fine. If you want to direct, you totally can. But then I'll take my name off it. And I was like, at first I was a little bit shocked. But then he kind of explained, and he said, no, I don't mean it in a horrible way. I just mean you got to trust me, and I will 100% take care of everything that needs to be taken care of. You give me a vision, I'll get you your vision.
100%.
And the second he said that, I was like, oh, thank God. Because it wasn't an ego thing. It was just I was stressed, and I felt like I maybe needed to do more than I needed to. I don't know.
No, I totally get it. I totally get it. But yeah, Colin is a G, and I think he just has that energy. And he works really, really well when he can bounce off people as well.
He wasn't a control freak I'm sorry, I don't want to mischaracterize the
No,
man.
of course not. Of course not.
But it was just nice to have someone who is very capable say, "I got you."
Oh yeah,
Relax.
totally. Because I know we've probably both had experiences in the past with people when I think it's having those traumatic experiences when you do trust somebody to do something and it's god awful, and you're like, I should have just done. It would have been better if I just done it all myself.
Yeah.
And I think having those experiences makes you like feel like you have to be like that all the time. So it's so refreshing and nice to, when you can work with people who take some of that off your hands and you can trust them. And Colin's amazing. Like every time we've shot a music video with him, it's like, this is gonna sound really weird, but it's because I always have like these visions and concepts for how I want something to look, and just especially how like how much blood, sweat, and tears goes into doing a music video.
Oh yeah,
and it has almost killed me in the past. I've come close to having a nervous breakdown once or twice, but when you are delivered something that is literally like exactly like a real life, something you can look at of the vision that you had in your head, and it's just there. It is the most satisfying, just like cathartic feeling, and it makes all the stress worth it.
100%. And working with someone like Colin is you almost guaranteed that outcome, I think.
Definitely.
Hell yeah. So that's amazing. And prior to this one coming out, your video before this was the one where you shot when you're doing some wrestling moves.
Yeah. Okay. The one wrestling move that I know how to do.
Which is an insane wrestling move, by the way. Oh
my God. It's like, I mean, I don't know if this is like a magician thing, like, I shouldn't reveal the secrets, but I learnt that move. Like the guys from PWA are such legends. When I was a kid, I was obsessed. I was a bit late to the party, but I went through this WWE Attitude Era phase, long after the Attitude Era had finished. I would just go down YouTube rabbit holes, watching all the old episodes of SmackDown and the I just wanted to be Lita. I had this. I really wanted to be. Lita. Yeah, Lita was the best. She was so badass, and I just wanted to be her when I grew up.
Was she dating one of the Hardy Boys? Was that the connection?
Yeah,
yes,
she was dating one of the Hardy Boys. I know. It was full just soap opera, just with violence. It was so good. But yeah, and I never. It's something that I never dreamed that I'd have the opportunity to do. So to have gotten to sort of be engaged in that world of pro wrestling this past year has it's been it sounds silly, but it's literally been a dream come true. I'm just literally living out my childhood dream right now. 13-year-old Emmy's squealing.
That's amazing. And it's one of those things that if you do it on a music video, look, there's camera tricks we can do, there's certain angles, you could bring in a stunt double and no one would know. But I saw you do it live at Max Watts when we went to the wrestling, and it was insane to watch.
Oh my God.
So I can vouch for you for 100% certainty that there was no stunt double, there's no Hollywood camera magic going on. It is 100% Emmy Mack grabbing some dude by the neck with her legs, doing a backflip and throwing his ass to the ground. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. I think the thing that I was most proud of in that music video is that I was wearing a wig, and I just managed to do that flip and have the wig not fall off. That's what I was most worried about. That and breaking every bone in my body. But yeah, I didn't do either. So that was fantastic.
The wig is number one priority.
That's number one.
The bone protection
is close second.
Close second. Yeah. Well, no broken bones, and the wig stayed on.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
It's a big win.
That's awesome. So is there going to be any more wrestling debuts from Emmy Mack?
PWA just DM'd me the other day and asked if I wanted to be in the Royal Rumble.
What does PWA stand for?
Pro Wrestling Australia.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Australian WWE, I guess.
Nice. And that's the outfit that I saw you in. That's the company that I saw you.
Yeah. When we did the thing, and that moment, getting to bust that move in front of a crowd, with the theatrics of it, this is gonna sound this is how much of a fucking geek I am for wrestling. Like that was one of the greatest moments of my life. Like the adrenaline and like how hyped I was after that, like felt better than like playing Download Festival in the UK. And that was like, you know,
That was
top.
a big deal.
That was a really good experience. But like get like that moment, I think it's just because it's something that I never in a million years thought that I would get to do.
And must be so outside of your comfort zone. I mean, it's like you're used to being on stage singing and owning in your band. That's something you're good at, something you've done a lot. The wrestling debut doing an acrobatic stunt is probably not something you do every weekend.
Definitely not. But I honestly think that there's a lot of elements to you know, sports entertainment that's really similar to being on stage. Like, you know, the putting on a show, the theatrics, the interaction with the crowd. Like there's so many, like it's a rock show. It's just a rock show with wrestling moves.
Nice.
Yeah.
So are you going to do this next one they've asked you to do?
Yeah, I think so.
Hell yeah.
I think so. I'm going to see if I can do that and then go catch DZ Death Race at Manning Bar.
Right, so this is going to all be in Sydney.
It's all in Sydney.
Is there a date?
Yeah, it's like Friday the 4th, same day that Cannibal comes out. It's going to be a big day for me.
Friday the 14th of June.
It's
in 2 weeks. Oh, it's in a
next
week.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When this comes out, it'll be like in a couple of days.
Oh my God, I've really got to push the edit to get this out ASAP so everybody can come down and check you out. That's amazing.
Oh my God, no, don't do that.
When, what time are you on? I mean, I've got to be there.
I think that, yeah, you should come. I think the Rumble starts at like 8 or 9.
Okay.
It's at the Metro.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Hell yeah.
One ticket, please.
Yeah, Dories.
Oh, I love it.
Like, sorry, PWA, I need like 80 Dories. Oh, cool.
Well, I appreciate being one of the 80. Thank you so much.
Always, man. Top 80.
So, and the other exciting Red Hook news is this tour that you have.
Yes.
This is your biggest headlining Australian tour to date. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
No, not wrong. Yeah, we're playing some big boy venues on this tour.
Manning Bar in Australia, in Sydney.
In Sydney, yeah. 170 Russell in Melbourne.
Yes.
Yeah, going to like a lot of we had a lot of Tassie fans who were sad that Tassie wasn't on the tour. I was sad too. Like I love going to Tassie, but we're working on some stuff for Tassie soon.
You could do a seperate tour for that, maybe.
Yeah, for everyone else.
Technically overseas.
Oh, it's over AC.
It's over AC.
That is true. Mm-hmm. Yep. Good point.
Nothing wrong with Tassie.
Nothing wrong with Tassie. But yeah, I'm so excited / nervous. But it should be a good time. I'm just really excited to see everyone again because it's been like 18 months between. It will have been 18 months between our last headline tour and this headline tour.
And when was your last proper show? Was that? It wasn't New Year's, was it?
Oh, was our last proper show? It's a good question. We've had a little break. We played New Year's. We played. Oh my God, my memory is terrible. We played this cute little show up in Caloundra.
Mm-hmm.
We've just been doing like a few little one-offs here and there.
Yeah.
Just to sort of keep keep the rust off. I guess.
Sure. Stay nimble.
Stay nimble.
Yeah.
That's right. We like to stay nimble.
100%. And so now you're in studio mode, rehearsing, getting the show together.
Yeah, we should be rehearsing. Yeah, we're gonna hit the rehearsal studio next week. I think we've just been balls to the wall with like all that. Oh, I almost said something shouldn't have. With
we can edit things out if you say anything.
All of the musical things. Yeah, with this next single rollout and other things that we have coming.
Very cloak and dagger, Emmy. But that's exciting. So there's lots on the roster that everybody knows about, and there's some cool things in the works that we're being very smoky about.
Very, very cagey.
Not smoky mirrors, but that's.
Oh, you.
I'm sorry.
Why would you?
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. It was right there. It was just there to grab.
Staring you in the face.
The old band.
The old band.
The old news band.
Oh God, I don't think. Please don't Google it. I don't know. I hope that there's nothing on the internet, but it's the internet, so you never know.
Oh, it's there for sure. Everything's there forever. But yes, nobody Google that. Don't Google smoke and mirrors, Emmy Mack.
See, the thing is, the SEO of how we spelt the name was terrible, so you probably won't be able to find it anyway.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck.
I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about your experience at APRA, because you told me this after a couple of drinks.
I did,
and
yeah.
it
That
is
was
actually
such a fun night.
an incredibly cool story. So I'm going to let you take the reins on this one.
All right. So I recently got to go to the APRA Awards for the very first time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big one. I think, I wasn't up for an award or anything. I think I was just there to kind of represent women in heavy music because
Which you won the award.
yeah, which was lovely. The Australian Women in Music Award. It was the first time they had an award for heavy music last year.
Yeah,
which was amazing.
That's amazing, as they bloody should.
Yes, and it's been really heartening because that was the first year that Ormers had an award for heavy music, and this year was the first year that APRA had an award for heavy music too. And so yeah, I was there. I wasn't sure what to expect. I was in the midst of like, a bunch of other chaos with Red Hook and the stuff I do for radio. I had a radio show that I had to pre-record just so I could be there. And then so I got there in like a flap and I was just like, I don't know. It was like a really hard month and I was feeling really stressed and burnt out and I was happy to be there, but it was one of those things that I was, when you're like, oh, like, do I have to go to this? And then you go and you're like, oh my God, thank God I went. That's how I felt. Because
every time I leave the house.
Yeah, literally.
I have to get out of the house. Oh God, okay.
Oh, I gotta just stay in bed. But yeah, so Parkway Drive took out the award, the inaugural APRA award for heavy music. Which, as they should.
I was about to ask, does anybody else ever win?
No, I mean, look, Parkway are just on another level, but it was, I just had this really awesome encounter. Like I ran into Winston, who, if you're listening to this podcast, I assume you would know is the frontman of Parkway Drive.
Yeah.
And, we've met a couple of times before, like I had interviewed him before, like with my journalist hat on like ages ago. And he's also had some very nice things to say about Red Hook. But it was the first time we I guess kind of just properly hung out. Mm-hmm. And
as colleagues rather than, or as peers, I should say, not colleagues, peers.
I still that's the thing. Like, it's just like, I don't feel that way with someone like Winston because he's just on another level. So I didn't even expect him to remember me. And so it was so like, as soon as he saw me, he was like, oh, Emmy, like, dude, like, congratulations on everything. And I just kind of like, Winston from Parkway Drive saying congratulations to me? Like, what?
But that's the thing. It's like, you just said that, you think he's on another level and he's just kind of, why would he remember you? I doubt very much he sees himself in that way. I mean, I've seen all the Parkway Drive documentaries. I've seen him interviewed. He doesn't seem like an egomaniac, or he seems very down to earth. They all do. He is
genuinely just an absolute G. Yeah. Like, just an absolute motherfucking sweetheart. And like this night in particular, it was like, man, like I had to stop from tearing up because I was a little bit emotionally fragile that night anyway. And Winston just like out of the kindness of his heart, he was just like, Emmy, like, I see what you're doing. Like I whenever your songs come on the radio, I know immediately it's you. Like, you guys you're in your own lane, you're doing something really, really cool, and just make sure you keep at it. And I was just like, fucking hell. Like, when I'm feeling so low and like Winston from motherfucking Parkway Drive, like, just comes out of the ether like Mufasa, like, when, like with Simba, or like, Yoda, like, I don't know, and just tells me like not to give up. And I'm just like, what is happening? But it was honestly like, it was like, I feel like I was trying hard not to fangirl and just trying to be chill, but it meant so much to me.
Sure.
It meant so fucking much to me, man. Like, he's an absolute icon, and it's just so awesome to meet somebody and at that level who is so down to earth.
Well, like I said, you guys are clearly peers by now, and it's, I mean, of course, Parkway are the biggest metal band in the country and one of the biggest metal bands probably in the world.
In the world, man. Yeah, they're the blueprint.
But no, I think there's nothing, no shame in calling you guys peers. I think you absolutely are.
Well, I had something else really funny happened in the midst of that conversation, because it was like after the awards and everyone was just kind of milling around like all the tables, and I was chatting to Winston, and then Murray from the Wiggles came over because I met Murray at this event that we did for South by
Two
South.
different worlds. Parkway Drive and the Wiggles.
And the Wiggles.
Yeah.
Like Murray can shred though. I mean, he's got chops.
Okay.
But it was and Murray's also an absolute legend. And he came up to say hi while I was talking to Winston, and I was like, Winston from Parkway Drive, have you met my friend Murray from the Wiggles? I was like, what is my life right now? And they never met. They obviously knew who each other, were.
Yeah.
But that was a real surreal moment. So they become best friends. It's, who introduced them.
Well, Emmy, I think your check might be in the mail.
Oh my God. I feel like such a wanker, but it was just, it was such a wild thing.
Yeah, to be the what's the word?
The facilitator,
the bridge between two worlds.
If they collab, like, man.
A Parkway Wiggles collab would be
Can you imagine?
excellent.
I back it. I want to hear that collab.
Because we get the kids into metal young.
Yes.
That's
it.
We're onto something.
Yeah,
This
we
is
should
it.
pitch this to them.
Okay, if they're listening, Murray, Winston, pay attention.
Let's do it.
Work together. Yep.
Yep.
We'll draft up all the contracts. We'll have you on the podcast. We'll make sure we'll handle all the nitty gritty stuff, and you guys just write a banging metal song for children.
Yeah, amazing.
Done.
That would be sick.
Hell yeah. We got to get the new generation up into metal.
We got to do it. We're doing the Lord's work here.
The Lord's work or
Satan's work. Much of a muchness.
One or the other.
Yeah.
That's so cool though. No, I think that's really amazing. And did you guys tie one on? Did you guys go into the night and have some drinks and party, or was this a lobby moment?
I think, it was just a kind of, everyone was very well behaved that night, for at least that I was hanging out with.
Yeah. There's probably some shenanigans going on somewhere.
Shenanigans, I think. But yeah, it was a really, really, it was a really beautiful night. I also had the other thing I didn't tell you about. Did I tell you about the photo thing? Because I got there. So I got there late, right? Because like I said, I was like, everything was chaos, and I'm just always late. I was late to this podcast. I'm
Emmy,
always running late.
I said to you, this is why I cleared my whole afternoon. Yeah. I knew you weren't going to rock up on time. I know you.
I'm late to everything. I'm late responding to people. I'm late. I'm perpetually late.
You have a genuine excuse, at least. You are incredibly busy, so I forgive you more than others.
My time, I know my time management isn't great, but I was late and I missed the red carpet. Like these award ceremonies, there's always like a a red carpet. And I was like, well, I've got to get a couple of red carpet pics. And everyone was eating. I finished my dinner, and then the ceremony didn't start for another hour and a half. So I like my mate and I sort of snuck out and to where the red carpet was, and it was empty, and there were just these two sort of people just hanging there, and they like near the official camera, and they looked like they were supposed to be there, and I was just like, hi, like, so sorry to be like a basic bitch, but is it cool if I just take a couple of quick photos on the red carpet because I missed like the official arrival? And this very lovely elderly gentleman, I should say elderly, senior gentleman,
north of 50,
was like, yeah, of course. Like, do you want me to take a photo for you? And I was like, yeah, that'd be really nice. Thank you. So this guy like takes a few photos for me, gives me back my camera, go sit down, ceremony starts, flash forward, and this guy's goes on stage to announce the winners of one of the biggest awards of the night. And I lean over to this lovely girl on my table, and I'm like, that's the guy that just took photos of me on the red carpet. Like, who is he? And it turns out it was Australian icon Don Walker from Cold Chisel. So it was like the biggest face palm. I was like, oh my fucking God.
Emmy, how dare you not recognize Don Walker?
I'm the dumbest cunt. Like the guy who wrote Cold Chisel. So Don, if you're listening, I'm sorry I didn't recognize you, and
I don't think he would mind. I think, I mean this with no disrespect. You're from a different generation, and
he was cold chisel, dude.
No,
he was an absolute G as well. Like he was such a what a sweetheart. Like so offering to take photos for some like random chick on the red carpet.
Well, he's clearly just a gentleman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice, Don. Good on you for being a gentleman.
Thanks, Don.
That's awesome. But you have so many opportunities to meet these people. I mean, obviously through the band, through your work with Triple J, through your work with music feeds. You've been an interviewer yourself, and still are a journalist. And it's no surprise that these kinds of things keep happening to you.
It's very weird. Like the imposter syndrome is very strong. Is very strong, and I don't know if that ever goes away.
It doesn't.
I don't think it ever.
It does.
Yeah, but that's cool because at least like I feel like there's two main types of people in the music industry. Either you struggle with imposter syndrome and like kind of hate yourself a little bit, and that keeps you down to earth.
Yep.
Or you're a raging narcissist and a piece of shit. Like I think it's one of the two.
But I could almost guarantee you that the raging narcissist piece of shit goes home and hates themselves even more.
Probably, yeah. They just try really hard to pretend that they don't.
It's a front more than anything.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. Look, but you seem to have a well-balanced head on those shoulders, and
Don't know if my psychologist would agree with that, Hugh.
Right. Well, I mean, we should get him, her, them, they on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. No.
That'd be hilarious if the next episode was just me and your psychologist.
And just psychoanalyzing all the bullshit that I've said to you today.
We could spend the first half of the episode watching this episode.
Yes.
And then we could discuss.
It'll be like a DVD commentary. DVD commentary?
Yeah. I don't think.
What a boomer reference
I was about to say,
made.
you're showing your age there, Emmy. All the 16-year-olds watching be like, DVD?
What's a DVD?
What's a DVD? Is that kind of like Netflix?
Well, I think anyway. Netflix started out like as a DVD thing. I'm pretty sure, but like
it did.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are going to know that though.
And we don't have to talk about that. I'm not an expert.
Oh God. So look, it's clear that you're rubbing shoulders with Australian rock royalty on a semi-regular basis, both in the children's entertainment area and the heavy metal entertainment area, and our parents' era of movie stars, and it's really awesome. But there's something I do want to talk to you about, and I waited for the podcast because I don't really know what happened. As one of your close friends, I feel like I probably should, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, you get angry at me for not responding to your memes, and then you don't watch the content that I post on social media.
And this is a really big deal, this one. So you had some feud with Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, man.
And it had something to do with The Simpsons.
But I didn't mean to. I like Billy Corgan.
What happened?
I love Billy Corgan. I also, first of all, I feel like I hope I'm not coming across as like a name-dropping piece of shit on this podcast.
No, but this is interesting. You're not. I asked you the question, by the way,
okay.
so it's okay.
All right, so it's on you.
This is on me. This is on me.
I'm not a wanker. No. I promise. I mostly.
The jury's out on me, but you're definitely not.
Okay, good. We went on tour with the Smashing Pumpkins last year, and it was awesome.
World as a Vampire.
Yeah,
tour. I was there.
Yes, that's right. You did. You came to.
I came up in. I was in the Brisbane show.
The Brisbane show. Yeah, it was sick.
Mark Furs came up together, and you were gracious enough to get us those AAA passes.
Doors.
Get those passes happening for us.
Baby.
It was great.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Like the whole tour was such a positive experience, and we were at Sandstone Point. And Billy came out, and he was and he was lovely. Like he wanted to meet all the support acts, and so what happened was, and I like here's the thing. So I like he was lovely. I had a great interaction with him. We had like great chats and I was just like, wow, I was feeling real jazzed. And, we snapped a couple of photos. Like his social media person took photos. I took a couple of ones on like got someone else to take some photos while she was taking her photos, which is why like if you see the photo, we're not actually looking at the camera. We're looking in a different direction. But anyway, I posted it on social media. And because I am a massive geek, as you know, and as I make no, I don't try to hide it. I'm a geek. Like TV raised me, and specifically The Simpsons. And like you and I,
too.
You and I, like we Simpsons quote. That's how we communicate all the time.
And just to give him a little bit of credit, although it does hurt me to do so, Craig's also up there with the Simpsons quotes.
Craig is great. Yeah. He comes out with some real obscure ones.
And Craig, I know you're going to be watching this, so shut up.
Yeah, shut up, Craig. But yeah, look, so like when I was posting a photo on social media, I was just like, of course I'm going to do a Simpsons quote. And I just wrote, Emmy Mack, smiling politely.
Okay, so I did see that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's funny.
Right? It's funny.
That's very funny.
But like, he obviously saw it. And I mean, like some like Facebook, like Simpsons meme page, like picked it up as well. But Billy obviously saw it. He didn't comment on it. And then like, I think it was like a week or a couple of weeks later after the tour, someone tagged me in this video and he was on, it might've been a podcast, much like this one, or like a radio show in the US. And he was talking about it. And he was upset about it.
Did he talk about you by name, or did he say some singer in a band in Australia?
Like, I met this, what did he say? He was like this lovely young musician from a band. And then he just talked about like, I think the conversation was about how like, he's known for different things in pop culture and like, but yeah, he seemed to be offended by it. So I did a video talking about what happened and apologizing to him, but it kind of blew up. And then all the comments were just like lots of people like ragging on him.
Oh no.
So I think he's probably going to hate me even more now.
Yeah.
Which I'm really upset about because I genuinely love the Smashing Pumpkins.
But you're not in control of what other keyboard warriors say in a comment section. That's not your fault.
I know, but if I was in his shoes, I'd probably still be pissed off about it. But I don't know. Like I DM'd him like after it happened, but like he didn't see it. So it's fine. It's fine. I don't care if Billy Corgan hates me. Well, it's fine.
Emmy, now you know how I feel when you don't respond to my reels,
okay?
Oh!
Well, I mean, you and Billy Corgan have the same hair, man. So.
Thank you. We do, actually. Exactly the same. Billy, I like your hair. I like your barber. I think we go to the same one.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, anyway, but honestly, like, come on, it wasn't a diss.
That is a harmless joke.
Like, and also, like, being on The Simpsons is the coolest thing ever. Like, that's
100%.
Bucket list, man. Like, I don't understand. But anyway.
I remember seeing Matt Damon on some talk show, and somebody asked him, "What do people yell out things at you all
like
the time?"
Matt Damon.
He says, "Yeah, all the time, every day. I hear Matt Damon every day."
Wow, damn you, Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
But it's like look.
It's kind of validating though, right?
It's validating. And also, I'm pretty sure Billy Corgan did the voices on The Simpsons. I would imagine that he would have. Of course.
Yeah.
And they all did. I don't know who spoke in that episode. I think maybe Jimmy Chamberlain, perhaps.
And
Darcy?
The London Symphony Orchestra and
Cypress Hill.
Also, did you see they're actually playing together?
Yes, I saw this.
Dude.
And that was like that Simpsons conspiracy theory about how they predict the future. Although that's not that much of a stretch, that one.
Yeah.
But it's like, what did the TA say? He's like, did somebody order the London Symphony Orchestra possibly while high? Cypress Hill, I'm looking in your direction.
That's right. Misquote.
That's
good
so
times.
good. That's a great episode. Anyway, look, Billy, if you're listening, Emmy didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it, Billy.
I think
Can
you
we
guys,
please
I think
be
you
friends?
guys should be friends.
Yeah.
And it's a great episode. And Smashing Pumpkins are a great band, and Red Hook's a great band, and all these worlds colliding,
Yeah, maybe it was
And all the keyboard warriors out there, just leave Billy Corgan alone.
leave Billy alone. Nah, it's cool. It's cool. He needs it. Yeah, maybe he just needs to maybe chill a little bit.
Yeah. I would hope and imagine that by now he's moved on with his
Look,
life.
I'm sure he has much bigger things to worry about than you know.
But it is cool that the Smashing Pumpkins are coming back or have been coming back for a while. And I mean, Jimmy Chamberlain is one of my favorite drummers. I mean, he's amazing.
Really?
I love
I've
him.
never heard you mention Jimmy Chamberlain when you're like ranting about all your favorite drummers.
Have I not? Well, maybe I should talk about him
Yeah.
more. Maybe this is a turning point for me. But he is his playing. He's so musical. He's got he's not like a rock drummer. He clearly comes from a jazz background. He's got a very different approach, but he plays rock, obviously. And he's just very, very unique as a player. Absolutely love him. And to get to see him at World as a Vampire was so cool because for the longest time I didn't think Pumpkins would ever do that again.
Yeah, sick. And you got to do it from side of stage.
They had a closed stage, but I did watch from behind. I did see the back of him doing his thing on
That's
this
right.
huge Yamaha
We snuck
kit.
up there on one of the other nights. I probably shouldn't say that. Oh no, I think we're allowed to. I think I think
the artists, you guys were allowed to, and then I think the guests, like the plebs like me, were not allowed. I think we did actually walk up the stairs, and then the security kind of stopped us. Although we did watch Jane's Addiction side of stage, and that was awesome.
That was sick.
That
with
was
all the
really cool.
Man, Perry Farrell was like sculling the he had like a bottle of Penfolds Grange, and it was just like, I was like, dude, you're like 70 years old, like that's iconic.
And it was, I think the cheapest bottle of Penfolds might be $400,
It's
maybe
an expensive drop.
$500.
It's an expensive drop, the old Penfolds.
It's expensive, the Grange especially, and it's like, dude, you're just necking good on you.
Man,
Why
it's
the
a
hell
flex.
not?
It's a big flex.
I don't think he's too concerned about his wine bill.
I'm sure that, yeah, again, probably bigger things to worry about than his wine bill. But they were sick. Yeah, Jane's
were
Addiction
amazing.
were rad.
Yeah.
Really lovely people too.
Yeah, and Stephen Perkins, a great drummer. I'd never seen him play live. That was awesome. The only thing that it's a weird thing. So I really wanted to see Dave Navarro play with them.
So did I. I know.
But the guitarist who filled in for him, and I've actually forgotten his name. He was the guitarist from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No,
It's not John Frusciante, but the guy who came in after him.
Oh my god.
We have to Google it.
We're gonna have to Google it. Because I know I know his name. It's just my brain's not. Do.
Yeah, this is we got to get his name right.
I can't believe I've forgotten it.
Josh Klinghoffer or Eric Marshall?
Klinghoffer.
Josh Klinghoffer. It is.
Yeah.
No, 100% it's him.
Yeah.
So he played great.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
He's a gun.
He was actually like, I thought I'd be mostly excited by watching Stephen Perkins play or even Perry Farrell, but he was the guitarist was fucking incredible.
Yeah,
so good.
I was a bit distracted watching all the sexy ladies.
Yeah, maybe I should have been distracted watching there were a lot of sexy ladies on the stage.
Yeah, they had all these really acrobatic like sort of strippers on poles and in like cages and
all
stuff.
These girls in lingerie dancing around with like fire and doing all these acrobatics.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a sick pedal board. What's he got on it? Oh, it's got a tube screamer. That's mad. And there's all these beautiful women. I'm like, oh yeah, man, sick.
That you are literally a meme.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a time and place for sexy ladies, and there's a time and place for pedal boards. I was interested in the pedal boards.
I don't look. It's respect, man. Priorities.
But that was a great show. So, I mean, any more festivals coming up, or like you're just focusing on your tour?
Right now we've got our tour, and then I'm not allowed to say exactly what, but we're going back to the UK and Europe before the end of the year. Yeah, so we'll be announcing some stuff that too, which is really, I'm so happy that we're doing that because I feel like every time we post anything about Australian shows, we have so many UK and European fans who are like, when? And I'm like, we're working on it. And now I'm finally like, we're announcing some things soon. So It feels, I'm excited. It feels really good.
Do you know what month?
It's going to be, I think it's going to be like October, November.
Damn.
Oh, we're going to miss you. You're going to Russia.
I'm going to be in Russia in late August, early September. And I was like, oh my God, please,
just
please,
stay
please.
over there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see what commitments I have over here, but maybe.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Because we had so much fun doing Download and then hanging out with you guys in Prague.
Yeah.
That one night in Prague that we all had together with Stevie and Bonnie.
And the Stand Atlantics.
All the Stand Atlantics. That was amazing.
Wild. We ended up going to this like I just remember us getting really drunk at this like random like underground horror bar and then like someone putting Bonnie in a wheelbarrow.
Yep.
And
that's right. We wheeled her down the street.
Down the street of Prague in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, drunken antics
Can't take us
on the
anywhere.
streets of Prague. But I remember that bar. It was really cool. It was underground. There was all this horror movie stuff.
It was actually sick.
But they were so rude.
They were really mean to us. Actually, Bon, like when Stat were over there most recently, Bon went back to that. They went back to that bar.
Oh yeah.
And like Bon was sending me like videos from it. I was like, "Yo, like, are the people still like really cunty?" And she was like, "No, they're really nice." I was like, "Oh, maybe they just didn't like us."
I think because there was nobody else in the bar. This was like a Wednesday or Thursday night.
Yeah.
We were the only ones there. They must have been looking forward to a quiet.
They just wanted to go home.
An early close, and we walked in, and they were like, "Motherfuckers."
We're the assholes in this scenario.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Oh well, it was a cool bar.
Goddamn Australians.
You were just there for the night because that's right. You played a show just outside of the city.
Yeah, we played Rock for People Festival in the Czech Republic.
That's right.
Which was sick, except someone stole my passport out of my green room. And
I remember that.
That was fucked.
And you had to get like an emergency thing. You sorted it out, but it was a headache.
I did, but that it was because of the way the tour was scheduled and we were like driving all over Europe. And when you get an emergency passport, you have to go, so you go to like an Australian embassy.
Yeah.
And fill out all the paperwork and stuff and bring all the documents. But then you have to come back to that same embassy to pick it up after it's approved within like 48 hours. So it was a nightmare figuring out how to do that because we were driving all over Europe.
Yeah.
And so what ended up happening was we were staying in Bochum and we had a couple of off days, but they were on the weekend in Germany.
Okay.
Don't ask me where. I'm really bad at geography.
I've never been to Germany. But anyway, sorry, continue.
But we had 2 days off, but they were both weekends. So the embassy was closed. So I had to go on a show day. And I planned the trip. It was like I had to go from Bochum to Frankfurt, I think it was. And it was like a 3-hour train ride. So I was like sick, like I'll leave really early. Shouldn't take me long, and then I should get back with plenty of time for sound check.
Yeah.
Let's call the train there. Fine. Picked up the passport. Fine. Got back on the train. Fine. On the train. And then all of a sudden the train just stops.
I remember you posting about this on social media.
Yeah.
I was watching as you were doing
what is
this
going
live.
on?
Yeah.
And of course, like all the announcements were in German and I'm a dumb Australian and I didn't understand what was going on.
You're Australian, right?
I'm sure I would, a lot of people can speak multiple languages. I can't.
Okay.
Unless like Pig Latin counts. But yeah, and I was just sitting there for like about an hour and a half with having no idea what was going on. And I was messaging like the Red Hooks and I was like, yo, dudes, like, I think I'm going to miss sound check. Like, I've got no idea what's going on. Then all of a sudden the train starts going back in the opposite direction. I was just like, what the hell? And then I found a lovely man on the train who spoke English to explain to me what was going on. And apparently there was a fire on the tracks. And like, this is the kind of luck that I have with technology, with public transport.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm pretty sure there's a saying when something runs really smoothly, you say it runs like the German rail network, like because it's so efficient.
Okay.
But not the day that Emmy Mack caught the train and had to make a show. There was fire on the tracks. And then I ended up having to get on this train that diverted.
Would you say there's fire on the new Red Hook tracks?
Yes, I would, Hugh.
Sorry.
Yes, I would.
Sorry. Just another.
That was like dad out of 10. That was so dad.
I couldn't let that one go.
Okay,
Please continue.
I'll allow it,
Sorry.
I'll allow it.
So you're going backwards. Fire on the tracks. You're going backwards.
It's just mayhem. I've got no idea what's going on. I'm definitely going to miss sound check at this point. And then I'm like, I think I'm going to miss the show. And I definitely would have missed it if I'd caught the train back to Bockham, and we had to figure out we had Luke from our friend Luke from a band called Down and Out, who just happened to be over there, and he was just traveling with us. So the boys sound checked without me. He got the van and like was coming to like this other random train station that I can't remember to like pick me up, and it was like full like Indiana Jones mission, like speeding to the gig to get there like before the set. Jono from Stan Atlantic, like everybody wrote him a stand-up comedy routine on ChatGPT just in case I didn't make the show. So he was going to go on stage and do this ChatGPT stand-up comedy routine.
Wow.
But I got there like I think it was like 15, 20 minutes before he went on stage, and just had to like Superman like get changed.
And you made it.
And we made it, and we did it, and it was fun, and it was very stressful, but it all worked out.
Would the rest of Red Hook gotten on stage and ready to play whilst Jono was doing the routine in case you walked in? You're like, tap him on the shoulder, thanks mate, I'll take it from here.
I don't know what their plans were. I found out the next day, and I think we actually got Jono to go do some of the stand-up comedy at the next show when we were
Well, he rehearsed. I mean,
he was ready to go.
Yeah.
He was ready to go. It was pretty good too.
ChatGPT or him?
Both.
Both.
I mean, Jono, he did a good job.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I mean, the fact that like I don't think there's anything. The only thing more dramatic than fire on the tracks would be an actual train crash.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Or derailing.
I mean, I should instead of bitching and moaning about it, I should be probably grateful that I actually, that I was fine and I got there in time and everything worked out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, what slight sort of left turn.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to you a little bit about. So, Red Hook have not yet won an ARIA.
No, we haven't even been nominated.
But you will. There's time.
I don't think we will because we're not on a label, and the ARIA Awards. Anyway, I don't want to get into this, but
they do have Best Independent Artist though, don't they?
Kylie Minogue won Best Independent Artist. That's the
this year or the last one,
and independent as well. It's really I mean I'm not enough in the know, but like there are a lot of like big labels that are classed as independent. Like UNFD is classed as independent.
Right.
That like labels that have ties to like the big majors.
Okay.
So the rules are like a little bit slippery. Like Red Hook, we're loners. Like we're 100% independent. We don't have a label. So
but
I don't
that's
think
also quite advantageous in your position because you've done so well now and you basically have done it.
It's good because nobody owns our music but us.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, that's good. But in terms of like an industry sort of mechanism like that where there's a lot of alliances and like there's a lot of like labels like have these deals where like everyone at a label will vote. They'll make deals with each other and they'll like we'll vote for your artist in this cat. They like vote swap and like I mean I haven't seen a breakdown of the ARIA board, but anyway, I don't even know. I could get in trouble for talking about this.
I was about to say, this sounds very controversial.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably get into a bit of trouble for talking about this, but that's how it works.
Yeah.
So like for a band, a completely independent band like Red Hook to get a nomination would be, I mean, I can go on the record right now and say it, like I don't think we'll ever get nominated for an ARIA because of the way because it's like, I think it's a little bit rigged. But like, I mean,
aren't they all though? Aren't all awards show? I mean, Oscars and Grammys, and I know that it's a different country.
I don't know how they work, but
there's always some back scratching and some handshakes and some. You do me a favor this time, I'll hook you up next time. That always goes on.
Yeah, which is a shame, but like it would be nice, but try not to. The third party validation is deriving your value from that. I think is a fool's errand. I try to. Not to focus on that stuff too
100%. Look,
it's more about the fans. As long as the fans are happy.
100%.
We have fans. That's all I care about.
Quite frankly, and this is, don't take this the wrong way, anybody, but, the judges at ARIA aren't buying tickets to your shows. Your fans are.
Yeah,
they're the ones buying
exactly.
tickets to the shows. They're the ones buying merch. They're the ones supporting the band. They're the ones enjoying the music first and foremost.
Totally.
So it's you're 100% right.
This is and I mean it's really easy to like get caught up on that stuff. You're like, oh, my song didn't get playlisted or, it hasn't been spun on the radio. Like that kind of stuff is nice and it helps to a point. But at the end of the day, like the fans are always number one.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't sell tickets.
It doesn't. Yeah. It's just and it's just that connection that you build with that, with the people who love your music. That's the most important thing.
And you as an artist, I mean, not necessarily Red Hook as a band, but you as a singer, you've already been on a number one charted ARIA
on the
track.
Well, okay. You're dredging
Cursor,
it.
right?
You just.
Were you not expecting that question? Because
I don't think a lot of people know this.
Okay.
This is like one of those like. This is because
I thought as soon as I started talking about ARIAs, I thought you were like, oh, I know where this is going.
I didn't even think about that. Because we chat like Red Hook charted on ARIA with the last album, but I just don't think we'll get nominated for an award. But I mean, I think Curses had that same thing. But anyway. What are you're asking me about? You're asking me about my Cursor collabs.
You collabed on one or two songs? Is it two?
Two
songs with Cursor
on two different albums.
On two different albums, both got number one.
Yeah,
Aussie hip hop.
People love Cursor, man. It's crazy. Like, and this is and he's he was lovely, old Scotty. Like, but this predates Red Hook, so nobody knew who I was when I did this.
Right.
But the songs exist.
Predates Red Hook. Completely? Or like
completely.
You did this even before like I was playing in Red Hook?
Yeah. It would have been like 2015 or something.
Oh, I would have thought this would be more recent than that.
No, it was ages ago. But like I'll tell you what though, like when I was on that Cursor album, I've never like nothing that Red Hook has ever done has compared to like how many randoms who knew me in high school like reaching out on social media and being like, dude, like you did a Cursor collab, you collab with Cursor, that's so sick. Like, no, don't.
That's the Central Coast accent you just did there.
Yeah, that's I'm from the sunny coast. Represent. That's the Central Coast.
I wasn't trying to throw you under the bus. Just in case somebody listening didn't know what that one was.
Yeah, sorry. I was speaking. I said I didn't speak any other languages, but I speak Central Coast. Sunny sea, gossy good times, baby.
Look, I can't relate to that.
I'm
sorry, Emmy.
I don't know what I'm doing.
But you like, isn't that funny how like it seemed like I don't know. I would say from the outside looking in that all the success you've had with Red Hook of late is so much more. It's probably unique and special to your growth and your journey as a musician. And this one thing you did with Cursor is what everybody in high school thought was really cool because they were all into Cursor growing up, and that was like, oh my God, Emmy Mack, that chick, she did the Cursor song.
This is really like, I feel bad saying this, but like I didn't even know who Cursor was when I got asked to do it. I was just like, I'm gonna get paid to like sing on something. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I like money. and they were like, and people would be like, were asking me who it was. I was like, oh yeah, just like this rapper. And they're like, oh, who? And I'm like, oh, I think his name's Cursor. And everyone was like, what? I felt, anyway.
Look, I'm
a vanilla bitch from the Central Coast. Like,
I'm no expert in Aussie hip hop either, and to be honest, I did have to Google Cursor before this interview because I knew about this. I wanted to talk about it. I'm like, who's this guy again? And I know. I mean, I know enough. But yeah, Aussie hip hop.
He just did a song with the Veronicas, which was wild.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was sick.
I think the Veronicas, what was that album they did with I think it was like, I assume it was their first album. It had like the lipstick on the
oh my gosh,
on the
I
front
can't remember
cover,
the name of
like
it.
black and white checkered album. Oh God.
Oh my God, what was the name of the Veronica's first album?
I think it was one of the very first pop albums that I genuinely was into and wasn't ashamed to admit.
They're honestly iconic, and like it's so sick that they're having like this big comeback now. And did you go to Good
The
Things? When
Secret
there was,
Life of the Veronicas.
It is Secret Life of the Veronicas. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's so MySpace era. Did you go to that Good Things where they had like the Wall of Death in Untouched?
No.
So sick. Like
Wall of Death and the Veronicas are not two things I would conflate.
exactly, and that's why it's
That's
brilliant.
why it was brilliant.
That's why it's so brilliant.
That's good.
Yeah. Much like Murray from the Wiggles and Winston from Parkway Drive. It's just like where,
There you go.
you know,
Worlds are colliding.
worlds are colliding.
I love it.
Full of surprises.
Well, Emmy, Mack, is there anything else that we have coming up in the next few weeks that we can be excited about, that we can announce?
Ooh, next few weeks. Hopefully UK European tour dates.
Yes.
Brand new song, new music video with Alpha Wolf.
Yes.
Just come see us on tour, Australia.
Yes. The new Red Hook tour starts when?
We're kicking off in Canberra at the very end of August. And then we're rolling about the place throughout September. It's gonna be
Fantastic.
a good time.
End of August, all of September, or most of September. Fantastic. New single coming out next Friday.
Yep.
Go and see Emmy wrestle next Friday as well.
Royal Rumble.
You can enjoy the song on the way to the wrestling
Oh my gosh.
and go and buy a ticket to the tour in your hometown.
It's too much. It's too many things. Just pick one. Just pick one of the things.
All three.
All three.
All three.
Yeah.
Is there a Patreon?
I don't.
Buy some merch, people.
Yeah. Just
You don't want to say
have
it.
a
I
good
can
time.
say it.
Just
I can
have
say
a good
it.
time. I know. I feel like I hate the plugging stuff always makes me feel just like, oh.
But that's
you don't
that's
have
my
to.
job.
I mean, if you want to, you can. Like, it's like no pressure. Like whatever. Just have a good time. Do what you want.
Okay, that's Emmy's position. I'm telling you to download the new single, buy the merch, buy tickets to the show, go see Emmy wrestle, go do it all. You'll know we are Red Hook on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. This has been great.
Oh, it's been so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Emmy.